The Adventures of Beekle, the Unimaginary Friend.
In today's story, we meet Beekle, an unimaginary friend who, surrounded by other imaginary friends, waits to be imagined by a child. But Beekle becomes impatient with waiting and does the unthinkable. Leaves his island and journeys to the real world. I wonder what will happen along his journey. The Adventures of Beekle, the Unimaginary Friend, by Dan Santat.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
He was born on an island far away where imaginary friends were created. Here, they lived and played, each eagerly waiting to be imagined by a real child. Every night he stood under the stars, hoping for his turn to be picked by a child and given a special name. He waited for many nights, but his turn never came. His mind filled with thoughts of all the amazing things that were keeping his friends from imagining him. So, rather than waiting, he did the unimaginable. He sailed through unknown waters and faced many scary things. But thinking about his friend gave him the courage to journey on. Until he reached the real world. The real world was a strange place. No kids were eating cake. No one stopped to hear music, and everyone needed nap time. Then, finally, he saw something familiar. So he followed. He had a good feeling about this place, but he looked everywhere and he could not find his friend. He climbed to the top of a tree and looked out, wishing and hoping his friend would come. But no one came. He thought about how far he'd come and how long he'd waited, and he felt very sad. Then he heard a noise below. "Hello?" Her face was friendly and familiar, and there was something about her that felt just right. At first, they weren't sure what to do. Neither of them had made friends before. But after a little while, they realized they were perfect together. Beekle and Alice had many new adventures. They shared their snacks. They told funny jokes. The world began to feel a little less strange. And together, they did the unimaginable. For today's activity, I want you to think about imaginary friends. Have you ever had an imaginary friend? Today, I want you to draw a picture of your imaginary friend. Or, if you've never had an imaginary friend, or can't quite remember that friend, then draw a picture of something that would make a good imaginary friend. I've never had an imaginary friend, or at least I can't remember. But looking through this book and looking at the incredible pictures from Dan Santat, I have some great thoughts in my head of creatures that would make really great imaginary friends. Now, don't forget to give your imaginary friend a name. And get a piece of paper and some coloring tools, crayons, colored pencils, markers, whatever it is you like to use, and draw an incredible picture of that imaginary friend. Feel free to put your imaginary friend on an adventure, and don't forget to put you in that picture with your friend. I'd love to see these pictures. So if you want, you can ask your grown-up to take a picture of your picture and send it to me at thegivingprojectforchildren@gmail.com, and I would love to respond to you. Thank you so much for sharing this book with me. And let's continue to develop our love of reading together. Till next time.